Holy smokies, XRP holders, this is news you need to pay attention to. The globe is on edge. What impact might this have on the cryptocurrency market? Elon Musk just did what? In what ways is Ripple preparing for the future? Greetings, Peepo Coin Channel and lovely individuals. We had a lot to discuss. It would be really appreciated if you could smile at me and send me positive energy. Let's get started. Smishity, hit the like button because it's free. Therefore, this is the primary headline that, in my opinion, is contributing to the current state of the cryptocurrency market. Since Bitcoin is still trading at 107,000, I wouldn't call it down. Although there has been a slight decline, XRP is still trading at 224. All right? We are seeing 2 days, I could say 3 days, of pullback after, expecting that it would be time for new all-time highs, and this scenario of the breakout continuing didn't happen. We reached the peak of the stochastic RSI, and the same is true for Bitcoin, you could argue. And perhaps this is the reason we're retreating from XRP, correct? Perhaps. Conspiracy theorists will argue that the stock market is nearing its highest point ever. The cryptocurrency market, specifically Bitcoin, had a surge from 74,000 to 108. From 16 to 22, XRP fled. It's time for the market to take a slight retreat. This is simply typical. Israeli officials have stated that they are ready to begin an operation against Iran, which coincides with the headline. For the first time since March 2025, oil prices are close to $69 a barrel. It's acceptable for you to feel a little anxious right now. Iran has attacked me a few times, and we'll deal with it if it happens again. Everything is okay, To panic over things, knowing that the market will plummet. Yes, we can freak out, but I'm more worried about the possibility of a retaliatory attack than I am about really freaking out. There is a good chance that will occur. We'll investigate the matter further. Naturally, this has an impact on the cryptocurrency market. In just 30 minutes, we will observe how the stock market opens up futures. However, generally speaking, it doesn't appear that the stock market, or cryptocurrency market, is being significantly impacted. The PPI data that is released and the unemployment claims that are released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I believe, are also being considered. Therefore, we must be on the lookout for that. However, this is the type of circumstance we are in generally. Other than these headlines that are raising some alarm, there was no really awful news. This is the primary headline regarding this problem if you visit the websites here, such as the news websites. They are now treating it seriously. I'm not sure how much it's being discussed globally. So I'm not sure whether you watch your news, are you? Do you receive social media updates? I'm not sure. However, I wanted to give you an update on that. You are aware of this possibility then. There was around the last time this occurred. We won't truly know if Israel will launch the strike first, though. The last time there were discussions about this, there was a possibility that the Iranians were attacking. I received an update on my phone, but before we received the major warning, the cryptocurrency was falling sharply. I was outside with my kids and my son's friends when he came over to our house, and for about 30 minutes, my kids and another child were going crazy in the bomb shelter. So hopefully that won't happen to us again. However, it will be interesting to watch how this develops and whether the market, takes off, or if it does, it might present an opportunity since these things tend to fade away until World War III is imminent. However, I believe that Trump does not want such circumstance. For example, he has publicly said on several occasions that he does not wish to instigate wars. He said that there had been no disputes during his first term in office, but that after he left office, significant disputes had begun. He probably doesn't want this on his resume. We'll see what transpires. That's a possibility, but we'll see what happens. I also bring you the ugly, the bad, and the good. Additionally, I want you to be aware of all that is going on today. Additionally, you must be aware that this is going to increase in the short and medium future. Correct. The market is already declining following all of the excitement from last Thursday. My God, the market is going crazy over Elon and Trump's romance. It appears that the romance has resumed. I apologize for some of my posts regarding President Trump last week, Elon says. They overreached themselves. The bromance isn't, apparently, back on a high-end, but it appears that they have made up and will remain friendly, which is what caused the sell-off in the first place. Prices essentially returned to their pre-sell-off levels, and now we're in a position. There's always a scenario, something's always occurring, isn't it? If you've been watching the channel for a while, you are aware that there are always events in the world that have an impact on the prices. Isn't it true that most days in the cryptocurrency market are dull? You get about 1% here and 3% there, correct? You know, the madness isn't there. The madness occurs on a very few days when you observe fluctuations of 7%, 10%, or 15%. Perhaps a sixth or seventh of the time of the day those days occur. We have days like that. The majority of the days are really dull. Not a lot is happening. You can make us a lot of money if you can get momentum going in either the right or wrong direction. However, they are quite uncommon. And as a result, most individuals become impatient with the routine, the slow periods, and the periods when nothing is occurring. You're out of the market, and the market has already moved without you by the time you wake up again. Correct. Again, if you are interested in this video and are watching it, I have no idea where you are. Correct. Thus, although you have an advantage over everyone else who isn't interested, it will be fascinating to watch where the market develops, and we'll observe how that plays out. Our partner BTCC will now provide you with the chance to profit from the fluctuations of the cryptocurrency market. You will receive a 10% bonus on your first deposit up to $500 USDT if you register using my link. You can test it out and see whether it works for you using their demo account. And trade with fictitious money before switching to real money if you're comfortable doing so. Additionally, depending on how much you trade, you could receive an additional bonus of $10,000 per user. However, kindly trade responsibly. Leverage has made me a lot of money, but it has also cost me a lot of money. Therefore, please exercise extreme caution. Additionally, keep in mind that despite BTCC's 13-year history, we have witnessed exchanges close, go exsolvent, close positions, and engage in shenanigans. Make sure you understand the user agreement by reading it. There is no KYC. The description below contains the link. I will receive a commission when you trade if you utilize my link, so I'm grateful for that. Ripple just revealed their partnership with Ondo Finance. Yesterday, we discussed this. For Ripple, this is a significant step toward XRP's future. The widespread adoption of tokenization is imminent. You continue to see members of Congress. You see wealthy people discussing tokenization. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, is shown discussing tokenization. They know that the old way is the highway, don't they? All of these outdated standards that need a lot of time to complete tasks, keep records, and conduct transactions will be replaced by blockchain technology. And the cryptocurrency market is entering its next stage. It will be fascinating to see how much traditional cryptocurrency remains at the end, as there is concern that large money and Ripple may be able to acquire many little enterprises due to their substantial financial resources.